Good morning. We work every day with Virginia teachers, helping them get our students ready to be more effective decision makers and stronger participants in our economy. Today we are here to recognize and celebrate the creativity of some of the best. We will start with the winners of the mini grants, then innovative lessons and units, and as soon as I call your name, please come forward. And today we look forward to hearing briefly from each of you about what your students have learned in your classrooms. So we'll start with the mini grants. In 2012, the Council initiated the mini grant program. Teachers are invited to apply for grants of up to $250 to assist them in teaching economics and/or personal finance education in their classrooms. The program has provided successful, and each year we receive multiple entries for this. The mini grant recipients submit follow-up reports, which are encouraging and fun to read. It is gratifying to see how teachers are using creative ways to teach economics based on the content or inspiration from the VCE affiliated centers. Now on to our first place lesson plan winner. And our first place lesson is entitled Shiflett's Superville, Soaring Together. And this was written by Lauren Shiflett from Elkton Elementary School in Rockingham County. Would you please come forward? And Lauren is receiving a check for $1,000 and will share a few words of her lesson with us.
I'm a little nervous, I'll just warn you. I first want to take the time to thank the Virginia Council of Economics, the Federal Reserve for hosting us today, and also the Shenandoah Valley Economic Education for their support of economic education in the Valley. And also I want to thank Mr. Krugel and my principal, Mrs. Palmer, and also Bo for driving us today. This humbling experience has opened my eyes to a whole new love for economics to encourage our youth and their early financial responsibility. The most rewarding experience as an educator is to influence the learning opportunities of young minds that not only educates, but also inspires creative and collaborative thinking. Superville encouraged students to look beyond the typical money market and place themselves within a collaborative goal of building a city using payment they receive daily. When developing Superville, I wanted to embrace a creative approach, providing students an opportunity to make their own economic decisions. Shiflett's Superville, Soaring Together, was a superhero-themed economics unit that lasted approximately 3 weeks. On the first day, I informed the students that the classroom had transformed into Shiflett's Superville, and they would be active members of this new society, helping to plan and build a city while simultaneously learning to budget and collaborate as a collective body of consumers and producers. Part of the transformation came with their new responsibility to save for items that were needed for purchase. Students quickly learned the value of keen economic planning, forming a cooperative committee to achieve consumer goals, and money sense regarding earning money. Students earned money when they came to work, which was school, and performed at their best super self. Money was spent when students acted as consumers, paying their daily rent and purchasing their building supplies. By teaching this unit, it became necessary to instruct each student to assess their wants versus their needs and make appropriate decisions with their peers to reach their common goals of building a super city. During this process, the class learned the difference between being a producer and a consumer, had a hands-on practice, learning to identify the penny, the nickel, and the dime, and explored contrasts of the roles with a hands-on interaction with currency. Implementing Superville into my first grade classroom came from a desire to explore a student-led environment involving economics and student collaboration while emphasizing our Rockingham County 5 C's. Critical thinking skills were necessary for students to make decisions. For instance, the students were required to differentiate between the wants and the needs with their economic decisions. And the creativity of Superville allowed the students to imagine themselves as superheroes in helping to build and maintain their city. Collaboration and communication were also necessary for the success of the economic unit, and without working together and communicating with one another, their Superville would probably not have been completed. Finally, the entire unit also emphasized the importance of citizenship in not only city planning, but also in doing what was the best for their city and how good citizenship is necessary for its completion. Today's society limits our children's access to handling currency. And in today's world of credit, online ordering, and digital payments, our younger generation are not witnessing the cash flow. I wanted to implement an economic society that provided students with a hands-on exploratory experience by purchasing, saving, and budgeting. Collaboration was an important element in designing the city and meeting the project needs. Students successfully met their challenge while developing communication skills, proper economic decision-making, and understanding the exchange of currency. Thank you.